another episode of Noni Narration!
Yeah!
We are going to continue reading the marvelous book, George's Marvelous Medicine! I know you're ready, so let's look for the ingredients now. Okay, so this is chapter 3, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
George begins to make the medicine.
Oh, sounds interesting.
This is basically the start of the real story.
It is.
George took an enormous saucepan out of the cupboard and placed it on the kitchen table.
George!
Came the shrill voice from the next room.
What are you doing?
Nothing, Grandma, he called out.
You needn't think I can't hear you just because you've closed the door. You're rattling the saucepans.
Oh, and guys, you don't need to search on the computer. Basically, if you see right there on the computer in Google, it would say need not.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just tidying up the kitchen, Grandma. Then there was silence. George had absolutely no doubts whatsoever about how he was going to make his famous medicine. He wasn't going to fool about wondering whether to put in a little bit of this or a little bit of that. Quite simply, he was going to put in everything he could find. There would be no messing about, no hesitating, no wondering whether a particular thing would knock the old girl sideways or not. What? The rule would be this. Whatever he saw, if it was runny or powdery or gooey, in it went. You might remember that from the back. Nobody had ever made a medicine like that before. If it didn't actually cure Grandma, then it would anyway cause some exciting results.
Ooh, I wonder what the results will be.
It would be worth watching.
Yeah,
George decided to work his way around the various rooms one at a time and see what they had to offer. He would go first to the bathroom. There were always a lot of funny things in a bathroom, so upstairs he went, carrying the enormous two-handled saucepan before him. Wait, wasn't he supposed to give Grandma her medicine? And wouldn't Grandma see him leaving the room and going all the way down to the bathroom?
Maybe there's a separate door leading to the bathroom, and he clearly stated that it's not time for her medicine yet.
Oh, okay. In the bathroom, he gazed longingly at the famous and dreaded medicine cupboard, but he didn't go near it.
This is George walking up the stairs to the bathroom,
Carrying the big saucepan in front of him.
the two-handled pot.
Yes.
It's a pot.
He's climbing up the stairs. It was the only thing in the entire house he was forbidden to touch.
Ooh.
He had made solemn promises to his parents about this, and he wasn't going to break them. There were things in there they had told him that could actually kill a person. And although he was out to give Grandma a pretty fiery mouthful, he didn't want to give a dead body.
He didn't really want it.
He didn't really want a dead body on his hands. George put the saucepan on the floor and went to work. Number 1 was a bottle labeled Golden Gloss Hair Shampoo. He emptied it out into the pan. That ought to wash her tummy nice and clean, he said. Oh, I get it, to clear out her bad blah blahs in her tummy. Bugs. See, he's picking up the bottle, looking at the label, and is about to put it in the big pot.
Yep.
He's in the bathroom. You can clearly see it doesn't really look like kitchen and here's the brushes.
Mm-hmm.
What will happen next?
I wonder what's the next ingredient.
He took a full tube of toothpaste and squeezed out the whole lot of it in one long worm. Maybe that'll brighten up those horrid brown teeth of hers, he said.
Ever since he got the idea, it became inedible in real life.
Sounds promising to clear out her teeth. There was an aerosol can of Superform shaving soap belonging to his father. George loved playing with aerosols. He pressed the button and kept his finger on it until there was nothing left. A wonderful mountain of white foam built up in the giant saucepan. Oof. With his fingers, he scooped out the contents of a jar of vitamin-enriched face cream. In went a small bottle of scarlet nail varnish. If the toothpaste doesn't clean her teeth, George said, then this will paint them red as roses. Will that just make it look worse? He's pouring out the contents into the bucket. Who knows? Yes. Who knows how quickly it'll fill up like that? He found another jar of creamy stuff labeled hair remover. Smear it on your legs, it said, and allow to remain for 5 minutes. George tipped it all into the saucepan. Pretty sure that's to clear her beastly feet. There was a bottle with yellow stuff inside it, called Dishworth's Famous Dandruff Cure. In it went. There was something called Brilliant for cleaning false teeth. It was a white powder. In that went too. He found another aerosol can. Nevermore Pumpkin Deodorant Spray. Guaranteed, it said, to keep away unpleasant body smells for a whole day. She could use plenty of that, George said,
roasting.
as he spread the entire canful into the saucepan. He's roasting behind her back. Liquid paraffin. The next one was called. It was a big bottle. He hadn't the faintest idea what it did to you, but he poured it in anyway. That, he thought, looking around him. That was about all from the bathroom. On his mother's dressing table in the bedroom, George found yet another lovely aerosol can. It was called Helga's Hair Set. Hold 12 inches away from the hair and spray lightly. He squirted the whole lot into the saucepan. He did enjoy squirting those aerosols. I imagine how much the medicine would stink by now. There was a bottle of perfume called Flowers of Turnips. It smelled of old cheese. Oh, what kind of perfume is that?
Maybe it's old.
In it went, and into went a large round box of powder. It was called Pink Plaster. There was a powder puff on top, and he threw that in as well for luck.
What?
Wait, isn't that the thing that you used to apply it?
Yep.
He found a couple of lipsticks. He pulled the greasy red things out of their little cases and added them into the mixture.
Imagine what his parents will say when they come back.
He's pouring in powdery and who knows what kind of stuff in here. In that that small saucepan. The bedroom had nothing more to offer. Imagine how many things he's wasting without permission.
Yeah.
So George carried the enormous saucepan down the stairs again and trotted into the laundry room where the shelves were full of all kinds of household items. The first one he took down was a large box of super white for automatic washing machines. Dirt. It said, "Dirt will disappear like magic." George didn't know whether Grandma was automatic or not, but she was certainly a dirty old woman. "So she'd better have it all," he said, tipping in the whole box full. Then there was a big tin of Waxwell floor polish. It removes filth and foul, messes from your floor and leaves everything shiny bright.
The way you said shiny.
It said. George scooped the orange-colored waxy stuff out of the tin and plonked it into the pan. There was a round cardboard carton labeled "Flea powder for dogs. Keep well away from the dog's food," it said. "Because this powder, if eaten, will make the dog explode." Make a dog explode? "Good," said George, pouring it all into the saucepan. I'm pretty sure that's because he wants to explode her a bit. He found a box of canary seed on the shelf. "Perhaps it'll make the old birds sing," he said, and in it went. Oh my gosh, what is he putting in there? Next, George explored the box with shoe cleaning materials, brushes, and tins and dusters. "Well now," he thought, "Grandma's medicine is brown, so my medicine must also be brown or she'll smell a rat."
True.
The way to color it, he decided, would be with brown shoe polish. The large tin he chose was labeled dark tan. Splendid! He scooped it all out with an old spoon and plopped it into the pan. Doubt he cares if it's dirty. He would stir it up later. On his way back to the kitchen, George saw a bottle of gin standing on the sideboard. Grandma was very fond of gin. She was allowed to have a small nip of it every evening. Now he would give her a treat. He would pour in the whole bottle. He did. Back in the kitchen, George put the huge saucepan on the table and went over to the cupboard that served as a larder. The shelves were bulging with bottles and jars of every sort. He chose the following and emptied them one by one into the saucepan. Imagine how many things he's wasting. A tin of curry powder, a tin of mustard powder, a bottle of extra hot chili sauce, a tin of black peppercorns, a bottle of horseradish sauce. "There," he said aloud. "That should do it." "George!" came the screechy voice from the next room.
Who are you talking to in there? What are you up to?
"Nothing, Grandma. Absolutely nothing," he called back.
Is it time for my medicine yet? Because I secretly like eating it.
"No, Grandma. Not for about half an hour."
We'll just see you don't forget it.
"I won't, Grandma," George answered. "I promise." I won't.
Of course he won't. He's making a medicine for her now.
I think he's just saying that there's more time so that he can have more time to cook it.
No, there is more time.
Does it take a day or something?
No.
End of the chapter. So how did you like this chapter?
Was it good?
Write it down in the comments below if you wish. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification button, share these stories with your friends, and please do ask them to like and subscribe too if they want to.
And we'll see you in the next video.
Bye!
Bye.
No. No.
She's recording.
Of course she's not gonna post this.